Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Central Village rocked by murder, firebombing. Residents of Central Village and Windsor Heights were rattled by violence during the coronavirus lockdown as gunmen went on rampage in both communities over the weekend. The attacks have been reportedly triggered by an internal gang feud. Dead is Shaquille Bucknell, a 24-year-old laborer of Windsor Heights. The circumstances surrounding Bucknell's murder are unclear, but he was reportedly killed about 3:30 a.m. on Sunday. The body was found in a pool of blood, an investigator reported. Meanwhile, a 6-room board and concrete structure at Big Lane was set ablaze by gunmen. It was reported that residents observed fire coming from a dwelling occupied by 5 adults and a 1-year-old infant. "We are left with just the clothes on our backs, and we need urgent help. We don't know who burned down the house and for what reason, but right now we need help," Brown said. Brown said that the dwelling was occupied by her daughter, who recently moved out. Other family remained at the premises. "This is very sad, as despite everything, these people work hard to build the house, and look ya now, a pure ash and coal," a resident said. The house was not insured. The police confirmed that firebombing and murders have gripped the greater Central Village area since February. It's pure gunshot that residents reported they heard before the fire was discovered. "We know that there is an internal feud between 2 gangs in this space," a police officer who requested not to be named as he was not authorized to speak reported. Murders have climbed by 10% in the St. Catherine South Police Division. 34 killings were recorded between January 1 and March 30, 3 more than the corresponding period in 2020. Family believes 50-year-old woman killed, buried over boardhouse dispute. Errol Green is relieved that his mother is already dead. Had she not been, he believes that news of the discovery of his sister Millicent Robinson's body in a shallow grave would have sent her over the edge. Green disclosed that it was he who on Saturday, April 3rd, started to dig an area of the yard of the multi-dwelling house where Robinson's 50-year-old lived 6 days after she vanished without a trace. He was prompted by another family member who had been suspicious that junk had been piled up at a spot shaded by a mango tree that had not been there before. "When we start digging, we see what appears to be a body coming up. We could make out the heel. We could see that there is a head and a hip. From there, the police said we should stop," Green reported. On Sunday on Benbow Street in Craigtown, St. Andrew, where his sister affectionately called Millie lived. "For the first minute or two, I didn't feel like I was myself, but even when the policeman asked me if me sure me can manage it, me tell him yes. It is very, very hard," Green stated as he told of the emotional turmoil the family had suffered the past week. There was uproar in the yard on Sunday afternoon, with a cousin of Robinson openly accusing a family member of being responsible for the death. Denise Burnell was angry as she theorized that Robinson lost her life because her killers were after the boardhouse structure she lived in. "You see when them gag her mouth, it look like them lick her first and realize what happened. Them bury her right up there, so there is no reason whatsoever to get up and kill my cousin," Burrell reported, declaring she was fearless and would not be silent. One person has been taken into custody for questioning, but Burrell believes that there was more than one participant in the killing. "It is a Sunday. It is no walking day. Nobody at all would enter from the next community to this community because you will get locked up," she further stated, contending that the killers could have been their own insiders. The no walking day to which she referred was the hard coronavirus lockdown imposed by the government at noon on March 27 and which was lifted at 5 a.m. March 29. Robinson had gone missing on March 28, relatives say, although it appears that a formal report to the Admiraltown police station was made 2 days later. Craigtown is located in the Kingston Western Police Division, which has recorded a 45% rise in murders up to March 30. 29 people were killed between January 1 and March 30, 9 more than the corresponding period in last year, 2020. Amid the shouting on Sunday, Keisha Francis, Robinson's daughter, picked through the belongings her mother left behind. Pregnant and grieving, Frances packed loads of clothes into a grey Toyota Probox motor vehicle. But a neighbor protested. "Keisha, you a give them what them want. A long time they want the house, and that make them kill Millie for the piece of house. Don't give them what them want," the woman shouted, as speculation swirled as to the motive behind Robinson's murder. "Make them take it," a disgusted Frances replied. As a crowd gathered, some whispered about the events that have brought their community under a spotlight, while others openly condemned the killing. "She is a very nice lady. She no trouble nobody. Millie no trouble a soul. Them only bad mind her for the piece of house," one neighbor reported. "Millie get a horrible death, and I'll know me can't sleep," she added. Another resident said that the soft-spoken Robinson was well known throughout the community. "It rough. Them kill gunman and dig hole bury them all the time in the community here. But it is the first them have kill a woman and bury her in the community," a 67-year-old neighbor who requests not to be named quietly reported on Sunday. Under the watchful eye of the police personnel monitoring Sunday's lockdown, another neighbor shouted, "Repent," repeatedly as she wept openly over the killing of Robinson. Cops hunt suspect granddad in sex assault of 8-year-old. The St. Catherine North Police are seeking Rommel Anderson, whom they say is wanted in relation to the alleged sexual assault of an 8-year-old girl. Reports are that Anderson allegedly raped the girl several times over 18 months, spanning January 2019 to July 2020. The child was returning home from making a purchase at a shop when she was attacked by 2 men on a truck where she was sexually abused. She was also forced into oral sex. The girl was also sexually assaulted on the day of her mother's funeral. She is now 10 years old. Superintendent of Police Steve Brown, who is in charge of the St. Catherine North Enhancement Security Measures Task Force, said Anderson should turn himself in without delay. "We are asking the residents to bring him into the police because he needs to face the court. This sexual offense thing has become a headache," Brown said, while observing that there are some sick men in the society. "We are after him, and we are not going to stop until we find him," he added. The police revealed that the girl's grandfather, whom they believe aided and abetted Anderson's action, is also wanted. The grandfather, to whom the child revealed the initial sexual assault, did not report the matter to the police. He has eluded the police as well. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.